All right. Hey, how we doing today? Rock and roll. Happy Sunday. It's the Sunday Sermon Rants and Raves rolling through Amp Live TV, the Amp Live Real Estate Show. I'll be your host today for Amp Live TV, the Amp Live Real Estate Show, and the Sunday Sermon Rants and Raves. We'll be back at 6 p.m. as well we're going to do the rants today, right now. And then at 6 p.m. we'll come back and do the raves. Going to share some testimonials and things of that nature. That's kind of what's happening through the American Mentee Program. I'm just rocking and rolling today. Obviously, family, a little bit of church, and then some work, and then back to family again. But I made a commitment and a promise to be here on Sunday Sermon. It's one of my favorite days for Sunday Sermon Rants and Raves. I might drop some F-bombs, S-bombs. Who knows, right? Could be talking about politics. Could be talking about music, athletes, sports. It could be anything under the sun for this particular show in the Amp Live Real Estate Show, as well as Amp Live TV. Always real, raw, and standing for truth. So today is the Sunday Sermon. What are we going to talk about today? I have several things to talk about. I'm going to get into it in a second here, but you can scan that QR code as well for the Amp Live American Mentee Program. Today's show is sponsored by VIP Execs Realty, Lending, and Investments, Step into Excellence, as well as Amp Live Media, media broadcasting and marketing company through our AHA, Americans Helping Americans, which is our true cause and mission, one American at a time, one property at a time, one family at a time, doing our part to get America back on track together with you and others across the United States of America through the American Mentee Program. All right, let's go. So I'm going to put this up here. We got the Sunday Rants and Raves. Definitely like, love, and share. Appreciate it if you would. It helps out the algorithms, helps us out. Hey, if you like, love, and share, we'll like, love, and share your stuff too. Because it's just going to help you if you're in the business. If you're not in the business, I get it. If you're getting started, I get it. It's okay. It's cool. You can watch. We get people that have been watching for years, get people that have been watching for months, and then finally come aboard and join us or do some business with us in some capacity, or just reach out because you want to say, hey, does this guy really sound the way he sounds? Does he really like that on the phone? And the answers to that, I guess, is yes, right? Sucking down a little bit of coffee. Gonna get some little H2O. This is kind of cool right here. I don't know. The boss has been drinking this. It's called the Mountain Valley Spring Water, right? Aluminum bottle or whatever, plastic, whatever. Supposed to be some awesome, cool, I guess since 17 something, right? Whatever that is. So it's spring water for a long, long time. I'll just drink some of this dirty plastic water right here. Could be what I know people they drink that Fiji stuff and everything else. Make sure and do a little housekeeping really quick to make sure everything's good to go. Then I'm going to share some stuff with you. And I'm going to get into it really quick. We're going to talk a little bit about, I'll share this with you, the Sunday Sermon. Make sure we're here. We're good to go. Log in, crank some tunes, and let's rock and roll together. Cool. All right. So definitely, like I said, like, love, and share. Appreciate it. Hopefully you have an awesome, wonderful day. So today's right now is a Sunday Sermon Rants and Raves, one of my favorite shows or segments. You can always join us and apply.geterickpaullive.com for our one-on-one mentoring program. I believe that is, or it could be, that could be the accelerator program. But you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and put that right up here. Where's it at? I think it's right there, right? Boom. I'm going to pull that up. And I'm going to put this, you see, copy. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the share thingy. Oh, that'll be at 6. I'll be back at 6. But I'm going to put this inside of the chat real quick. All right there. Boom. That's for the one-on-one mentoring program where you can actually apply some testimonials and you can actually jump aboard the one-on-one mentoring program. Right now, today, we're going to talk about a few things, right? I'm going to go ahead and share this with you, the Amp Live TV, always real, raw, and standing for truth, the home of the Amp Live Real Estate Show. Erick and Amp Live TV and VIP Execs, Realty, Lending, and Investments are sponsors. I'm going to be rocking and rolling today. I have a couple things I want to share with you. And yes, how to become a real creative real estate investor, the Amp Live Real Estate Show. In a little bit, we're going to talk about, 6 beds, right? 6 beds. That means, hey, that's co-living stuff. I'm going to share with you one address for extra strategies to rock and roll and profit on deals. If you're interested in any of that, definitely reach out and touch bases with us. At 6 p.m., we're going to go over some testimonials and tape and receipts of Mr. Steven, Brett. We got the NorCal, Pete's, Fahad. There's a bunch of people that have been working with us that have gotten deals within 14 days, 19 days, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 4 months, as well as closing deals, in the next 30, 60, 90-day range, sometimes longer. I know it took me 4 months before I got my first deal. But let me go back here, back to the Sunday rants and raves right here. And then I'm going to get into it because I got some stuff I want to share with you. I think it's very, very important. And we'll get into it right now. Here we go. All right, let me do this real quick. And we'll do that. I'm going to start that. I also I'm going to have to bring up a screen share real quick. Oh, we'll do that a little bit later. Okay, let me see. So here it is. So let's talk a little bit, right? Before we get anywhere near good news today, we have to talk about what's been done to you, right? I know because it's been done to me when I got started in the real estate business, right? I want to ask you something. I want you to answer it honestly, if you would. Definitely like, love, and share. Put it in the comments and things of that nature as well. Now, in your own head, where nobody can hear you, when's the last time you told your husband or your wife about a course that you bought, right? Whether it's $500, $1,000, $5,000, 15, 20, 30, 40,000. Hey, I've heard as high as 150,000 a day, $75,000 bus tours, as you hear me say, $50,000, type of seminars and things of that nature. It happens. It's out there. And it is what it is, right? Now, not the first one, but also, look, check this out, right? So when's the last time you told your husband or wife about a course that you bought? Not the first one, right? The first one you were excited about, you probably talked their ear off and all that other good stuff. Oh my God, this is so great and awesome. I'm talking about it. I'm talking about the third one, right? Or maybe the fourth one. After you spent about $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 or more, somewhere in there, you stop mentioning what exactly you're buying those courses, right? Now, you bought it quietly, and when it didn't work, you didn't ask for your money back because asking would have meant saying it out loud, right? So you carried it by yourself. Now, all you need to hear me say is this, right? Look, the silence is not a personal failure, to be honest with you, right? Truthfully. That silence was actually engineered, okay? Now the rant. Now let me share something with you. I'm going to share a rant with you, okay? It's about overnight riches, okay? I wrote something on my own website years ago, and I want you to read it, and I want to read it to you today because what it meant then is, and I mean it even more now because I've seen it, and it happens every single day or every time I talk to a potential mentee. I said I was tired of seeing individuals being misled by exorbitantly priced seminars, promising overnight riches, right? Now, overnight riches, let's sit in that phrase for a second, right? Overnight riches. Because that phrase isn't a promise. It's a filter. It's designed to find the people who are desperate enough not to ask all the hard questions. And a room full of people who are promised speed is a room where nobody demands proof, right? Now, that's not sloppy marketing. That's pretty genius, right? That's the product working correctly. And then here's the part that makes me angry enough to do a show like this about it. When it doesn't work, they already made sure you'll blame yourself, guaranteed, okay? You weren't consistent enough. You didn't want it bad enough. You didn't have the right mindset. No, you didn't have a seller in front of you, not once, right? And if you did, you didn't have what was needed to be able to help you and be able to coach you and be able to be there with you one-on-one to help you close those deals. That's what it takes, right? That's what the American Mentee Program is. And that's what we do. Now, I'm not naming anybody today. I don't have to, right? It isn't one company. It's a pattern, okay? And every one of you knows, and every one of you knows exactly which room you were sitting in when you felt it, okay? Now, faith without works is dead, as we know, right? James says faith without works is dead. Read it in your own translation tonight. Take a look at it. Go check out the Bible. I want you to read it and see it for yourself, right? Now, here's what I don't want you to hear in that phrase or just even that Bible verse, right? I don't want you to hear that you didn't work, because I know you did. Most of you worked, right? You watched every module. You took the notes. You showed up to the calls at 6 o'clock in the freaking morning or whenever. That's not a works problem. That's a wrong works problem. Okay. You can pour probably up to 10 years. And I've heard that before, and I've seen it before. And I've talked with people like that. You can pour 10 years of faith and effort into studying a thing and never once do a thing. The industry made sure of it because studying renews and doing doesn't. Now, faith without works is dead, but works without a room to walk into is just exhausting. Trust me, I know. Been there, done that. Now, today we open the room. Today we're going to open the room. The rope isn't locked. The velvet rope isn't locked. Now, I called it the velvet rope for years. And I want to be precise about this today, okay? The rope is not locked. There's no law in this country that says a regular American can't buy a property without a bank. It's not locked, it's guarded. Now, there's just a great deal of money in making you feel like it is guarded. Trust me, it's what they do. And nobody's coming to unhook it for you. No one's gonna let you through, unless you're part of the gang or part of the, it's like those stars who get in through the back door, right? Or they get in when everybody's waiting in line, right? They know it's there, but they may not get in. But all the entertainers and all the athletes and stuff get in, right? So I want to be honest about that. No show, no course, no man on stage is going to walk over and let you through out of kindness. Just out of kindness, just doesn't happen. But somebody who's already on the inside, on the other side, right, can walk you past it. It's kind of like going to a concert and someone letting you through the gate. Probably seen those movies, right? And they let you through and you get a pass and all that good stuff because you've been chosen, and they walk you through it. That's the whole thing, right? That's all of this. That's what it's all about. That's what it always has been and always will be, okay? Now, let me share something with you for 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and pull something up really quick, and I want to share a few more things with you today. Obviously, that was my whole rant right there, and it's kind of, it's got me a little PO to a degree. I'm going to come back at 6 o'clock, and I'm going to give you the rave, right? And I'm going to share some stuff. I'm going to share some testimonials and things of that nature on why, they sold you a binder and it's called a business, right? The curriculum is not a company, right? A login is not a pipeline. Somewhere along the way, this industry convinced people that consuming information and building an operation were the same thing, or the same activity. They're not. They're not even related, okay? Now, overnight riches is not a promise. It's a filter. It's designed to select for people who are desperate enough to not ask the hard questions in a room full of people who are promised speed, and nobody in the room is going to demand speed, right? That's not by accident. That's a business model, right? Now, obviously, shame is what's on the table there, right? Shame is the actual product, right? Here's the part nobody says. When it doesn't work, you don't ask for a refund, because asking means admitting, right? Admitting that it didn't work, admitting that you made a mistake. So you stay quiet, you blame yourself, and you buy the next one, hoping that it's time that those things start to change, right? Now, they're not selling education. They're selling a reason to keep paying. That's what this is about. Now, faith without works is dead, as I mentioned before, and the velvet rope was never locked. It was guarded, period, right? Now, at the end of the day, here's some stuff that we're going to talk about at 6 o'clock, right? Stephen was a full year in, tens and thousands deep. 2-year program, another company, on which I won't mention, right? 1 year of his life incited. He says he learned more in his first 2 weeks with AHA than the entire year and a half, I should say, that he was with that other company, right? Read that flat, okay? You understand? At the end of the day, it's truth. And with him, we're getting there to wholesale. He wanted to buy a whole house and house hack and all that other good stuff. And eventually that's what we did. And I'm going to share that story on the next segment, right? Now, Brett was hesitant because he already got burned. He already spent money and, $20K and doing another program and all the good stuff, and still trying to figure out how to wholesale. Luckily, we actually locked up a property very quickly and actually turned it into a fix and flip. Ruben and his wife, they're having a hard time. Same thing, jumped on a program, didn't work. And within I believe it was 2 properties on the contract, a little over a month, after a full year of trying to make the business work, spinning the wheels and all that other good stuff. And it's insane because it's true on how our program works so quickly and fast, as long as you follow the directions, right? And you follow what we ask and do. It's based on muscle memory, right? He ends his testimony with, let's rock and roll, pretty much, right? That's right. And that's kind of probably where I kept on, even though rock and roll is in my blood, it was just a connection. It was a parallel world, right? Chris was skeptical as well, right? That's not a weakness. That's the sermon. He says on his first appointment, it felt like Erick was right beside him every step of the way. He says he can't wait to shake your hand and say thank you. Skepticism that survives, obviously, and proof of funds, or I should say proof in the pudding at the end of the day, is what this is all about as well. And that was a kind gesture, and I appreciate it. That's why we do what we do. Patience gave 16 years in the Army. She says she never had mentorship like this. Even with 16 years of service behind her, that's a woman who knows what real leadership looks like. All right, so just let that sink in for a little bit. 16 years, right? And she never had mentoring like that, ever. So as I always say, rock and roll in all what you do. I'm going to go ahead and get back to this. I want to make sure I share this with you real quick. the Sunday rants and raves. We'll be back at 6 o'clock. I'm going to share some testimonials and get that all set up. We're going to be talking about 6 beds, which is a co-living type property, as well as where the 4 exit strategies are based on one address. And obviously my goal here today is to amplify your life and your business. And we're going to do that today with myself and VIP Execs Realty Lending and Investments. And we're going to talk about no theory, no fluff, just real estate deals in action. That's what this is all about. We're going to talk about marketing, salary house fast, ugly houses, all that good stuff, and how this all works. And then I'm going to press on you guys and gals why one-on-one mentorship matters in real estate investing, because it really does. It helped me a lot. And I'm here to help you. Same token, if you're a millennial, yes, you can own a house. We're going to show you how. And Miss Elizabeth and I, or Miss L and I, are going to share this and share how to make that happen. That's coming up on some of these meetups that we're going to be doing together. You can scan that QR code right there for the one-on-one mentoring program. And when you come aboard, VIP Execs Realty Lending is your funding partner. They're your innovation partner. They're your listing partner. So hard money, VA loans, conventional, creative deals, it doesn't matter. Americans helping Americans own property, and to help and rock and roll with you and others across the United States of America. On Wednesday, we'll be back to make sure you don't miss this, to create a real estate domination live networking meetup at 7. That's Wednesday at 7 p.m. every Wednesday, 7 p.m., where you can jump in and chit chat, bring your deals and talk and all that beautiful love stuff. Right there is the QR code, boink. You can go ahead and maybe it's right there, AHA. And on this side, boink, boink, there's a QR code where you can log in, touch bases with us. Or I should log in, or she scan the QR code, jump aboard. If you have questions, book some time. I believe that's probably most likely in the chat. There's going to be, it does cost you a dime. You can just tell us a little bit about yourself, see if it's a good fit, because for the one-on-one mentoring program, it is a selection process. Yes, we got to be able to see if we're a good fit for each other. But I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. I will be back in about 10 minutes, and we're going to go through. I want you to hear, not from my mouth, but I want you to hear it from these video testimonials and some other people that have joined the program and how they're doing and what it's done for them. Okay, that's the cause and mission after all. So I'm not going to get too crazy with the rants. With the rants, I will. Right now, just kind of, hey, the rants are what they are. I'll just say when I come back in about 10 minutes, we'll be rocking and rolling. I'll be fired up. I'll be jazzed up. And hopefully, so will you. All right. So we'll talk to you soon in about 5 or 10 minutes. Bye-bye.